In the headlines, Lagos abattoir faces challenges as rising transport costs drive up beef prices. Army mediates peace between farmers and herders in Mangu ahead of planting season. NDLEA intercepts cocaine concealed in prayer beads and footwear. And away from Nigeria, Angola urges ceasefire ahead of crucial DRC M23 peace talks. Hello and welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. Now, across Nigeria, crumbling highways and skyrocketing diesel prices are choking supply chains, pushing the cost of essential goods, including beef, through the roof. For cattle dealers, butchers, and transporters, it's a daily struggle. Profit margins are shrinking while customers are outraged. But beyond the price hikes, what does this mean for those whose survival depends on the business? Victoria Tokolo reports from Oko Oba Abattoir in Lagos, where frustration is mounting. Her report is presented from our studio.
Oko Oba Abattoir in Agege, Lagos is one of the busiest livestock markets in the state, supplying beef to thousands of homes and businesses daily. It is a hub of activity where cattle breeders, butchers, and traders gather to negotiate prices of load livestock and processed meat for sale. But these days, business is tough. The cost of purchasing a single cow has skyrocketed, leaving both traders and customers frustrated. Cattle dealers blame the high prices of the cost of transporting cows from the northern states, which has nearly doubled due to soaring prices of diesel and the poor state of roads.
Before we carry this cow from north to here, that's the problem. Motor costs. Before we are taking trailers, 250,000, 400. But now it's 1,200,000, 1,300,000 now.
Butchers are also feeling the heat. With Ramadan on the way, demand for beef is high, but supply is dwindling. Many cattle farmers up north have cut down on sales, preferring to hold on to their livestock for personal or community slaughter during the fasting period.
Some of the people will go back to rest. They will not come market in the Ramadan period because if you see the kind of how they take the cows from the north down to Lagos, it is very difficult to them. Most of them have stopped work in this period.
Everything's so difficult to us now. You can see for 2 years to this time, it may be like this. Because of the fuel that in the federal government will increase, it make everything to turn down for all Nigeria to not make it easy. The car we can buy like a 200 now, we will buy it 800. Most of our customers over there, those the herdsmen that do not bring cow, they told us that the price of petrol is adding to the price of cow. That for them bringing cow from north to here, that the trailer for a cow to bring a cow is all about 60,000 naira for a cow to transport a cow from north to Lagos here.
At the trailer park where cows are transported into Lagos, drivers have their own struggles. Many say the journey from the north, which should take a few days, now stretches longer due to bad roads and frequent breakdowns. The cost of fueling their trailers with diesel has become unbearable.
Buy diesel at the rate of 1,150 naira per liter for now, which the previous years we buy it 400 highest, 300, 400 highest.
We take 3 days to deliver here because now from Guru to here, maybe the truck will now take 700 liters coming to Lagos. Then the diesel is very costly.
Our road in Niger State is very bad. We have a very bad road, and we buy diesel of like 600 liters to 650 from Ilela to Lagos. And they paid us, while cow are so costly, they paid us like 1 million from there, from Ilela to Lagos. That's what they paid us, our transport fee.
As the cost of doing business rises, many cattle traders and butchers are being forced out of the industry. Some have switched to alternative jobs like commercial motorcycle or keke napep riding just to survive. They are now calling on the federal government to intervene by repairing major highways in the north, reducing diesel cost, and reopening borders to allow more cattle imports. For now, as long as transportation costs remain high, consumers in Lagos should brace up for more expensive beef on their plates.
Now, butchers and cattle merchants in Jigawa State are struggling as the price of cows skyrockets, with large cows now selling between 1 million and 1.5 million, up from 800,000 naira. Medium-sized cows cost 600,000 naira to 700,000 naira, while smaller ones go for 400,000 naira to 500,000 naira. The price surge is linked to rising import costs, transportation expenses, fuel subsidy removal, and inflation. With Ramadan ongoing, demand for meat is expected to rise, further straining the livestock sector. Stakeholders in Duse local government area are urging the Jigawa state government to intervene by providing financial support, subsidizing transport costs, and offering palliative loans to butchers to prevent the industry's collapse.
I'm also involved in buying and selling cattle. The price of cattle this year is much higher compared to last year. This year, cattle are being sold for prices like 950,000 naira, 1 million naira, and some are even going for 1.2 million naira or 1.3 million naira and above. In the past, we used to slaughter the cows and sell them in parts. Sometimes, two people would even share the cost of one cow.
Now, elder statesman Tanko Yakasai has hailed the declining prices of foodstuffs and petrol as a sign of hope for Nigerians under President Bola Tinubu's administration. Speaking in Kano, he noted that essential commodities like rice, beans, and maize are becoming more affordable, while petrol prices have dropped from 1,150 naira to around 850 naira per litre in some areas. Yakasai urged continued support for Tinubu's government, expressing confidence in more development-driven policies. He also called for constructive political engagement to strengthen democracy and extended condolences over the passing of Chief Ayo Adebanjo and Chief Edwin Clark. Now, ahead of the farming season, stakeholders in Mangu and Pangshin local government areas of Plateau State have been cautioned against actions or incitements that would trigger conflict. The warning was issued during a stakeholders engagement in Mangu town, where both farmers and herders were urged to foster peaceful coexistence. Ado Musa reports.
Mangu local government has been a flashpoint of recurring clashes between herders and farmers, leading to loss of lives and destruction of properties worth millions of naira. To rebuild trust between the warring parties, the new General Officer Commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Rukuba Barak Jos, convened a crucial engagement with the key stakeholders to seek lasting solutions to the crisis.
When insecurity disrupts farming, herding, and other economic activities in this local government area, it will affect every household, increase hardship, and heighten tension. Therefore, it is in our best interest to work together to create a safe and secure environment where persons of all walks of life can coexist peacefully without fear. In this regard, it is imperative to continue to build on the successes recorded so far to enhance security and fostering peaceful coexistence.
The Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwan, represented by his special advisor on labor matters, commended the GOC for its proactive peace-building efforts.
We stand here, we talk the peace, later in the evening you see a different thing. The GOC will not be in our villages. This security will not be everywhere. This security personnel will not be everywhere. We must, on our own, work on this peace.
Traditional rulers and other community leaders also emphasized the significance of the dialogue in fostering peace.
We are still panicking for us to go back to our village or far rural areas to farm.
So how are we sure that we'll be well protected to go back to our various places? So I appeal, sir, to the security agencies to make sure we are well protected.
I am highly impressed with your presence, sir, because if you don't want justice, you will not come down to Mango local government. But the God Almighty that gave you that strength to come, I know you will do the needful for the Mogul people.
They are cordial inside, what is wrong outside. So I advise on sincerity of purpose. Once there is sincerity, everything you build, it will stand. But if there is no sincerity, what we are saying is different from our action, then it means something is wrong.
While similar peace meetings have been held in the past, participants at this forum expressed optimism that this engagement will make a meaningful impact in ensuring lasting peace in Mangu and beyond. Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
And now in Ondo State, tension has risen after suspected herdsmen attacked the villages of Ademekun, Aba Pastor, Aba Sunday, and Alajido in Akure North local government area on March 8, 2025. The attack, which occurred around 2 a.m., left at least 14 dead, homes burned, and several others injured. Many victims were farmers from Taraba and Oyo states who had settled in the area. According to Sunday Punch, the attack is believed to be in retaliation for the killing of 100 cows belonging to herders from Edo State. Princess Kemisola Adelowo, regent of Ademekun, confirmed the deaths and stated that the bodies were taken to Okada, Edo State. Survivor Emmanuel Musa described narrowly escaping death and called for increased security. A local group, Oyo Development Initiatives, urged the state to act urgently to address the insecurity. Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State has called for Amotekun operatives to be equipped with weapons and counter the growing threat from armed herders and bandits. And now in Abia State, the Abia Police Command has killed 6 suspected kidnappers and rescued 4 victims unharmed in Osokwa, Osisioma, Ngwa local government area. Statement issued by Maureen Chinaka, spokesperson for the Abia State Police Command, on March 9, 2025, the police received a report that the victims had been abducted while traveling along New Umahia Road in Obingwa. Acting on intelligence, the police tracked the kidnappers' hideout in Osokwa, where the victims had been held for 5 days. In a subsequent operation on March 14th, 6 kidnappers were killed and the victims were rescued safely. 2 AK-47 rifles, 6 magazines, and 34 rounds of ammunition were recovered. Efforts are ongoing to apprehend other gang members who fled with gunshot injuries. The Commissioner of Police, Ladi Isa, urged residents to report anyone with gunshot wounds and reassure the public that the police are dedicated to combating crime in the state. And the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has intercepted multiple drug shipments concealed in prayer beads, clothing, and board games bound for the U.S., Saudi Arabia, Italy, Poland, and the UAE. At Lagos Murtala Muhammad International Airport, operatives arrested a 43-year-old woman attempting to smuggle 190 parcels of tramadol to Italy and a 60-year-old suspect trying to send 400 grams of skunk to New York. Further seizures included cocaine, loud, moly, and tramadol hidden in vitamin bottles and shoe soles. Additional raids across Kano, Kogi, Kaduna, Kwara, Taraba, Osun, FCT, and Abia states led to multiple arrests and the confiscation of large quantities of opiates and cannabis. NDLEA Chairman Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, commended the officers, emphasizing the agency's commitment to dismantling drug trafficking networks and intensifying its war against drug abuse sensitization efforts nationwide. Now, former Jigawa State Governor and People's Democratic Party (PDP) chieftain Sule Lamido has dismissed a call by ex-Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai urging opposition figures to join the Social Democratic Party (SDP) ahead of the 2027 elections. El-Rufai, who recently defected from the All Progressives Congress APC to the SDP, made the appeal in an interview with BBC Hausa, inviting Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Rotimi Amechi, and Rauf Aregbesola to join him in building a new political movement. However, in a separate interview with BBC Hausa, Lamido rejected the invitation, describing it as an insult and insisting that the PDP, which he helped build, laid the foundation for El-Rufai's political career. Lamido also questioned El-Rufai's motives for dumping the APC, adding that he remained loyal to the PDP despite past political turbulence. He further advised El-Rufai to prioritize patriotism over personal grievances, urging him to focus on nation building rather than political maneuvering. He emphasized that the PDP is working to regain its strength and remains a formidable force in the political landscape. This is news updates on Trust TV coming up ahead. Gombe stakeholders advocate religious tolerance and political harmony. This and many more when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is news updates on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Lagos abattoir faces challenges as rising transport costs drive up beef prices. Army mediates peace between farmers and herders in Mangu ahead of planting season. Now moving on to other stories, stakeholders in Gombe State have convened for the Gombe Peace Dialogue, a forum aimed at fostering sustainable, peaceful coexistence in the state. The gathering, which brought together security chiefs, religious leaders and traditional rulers, emphasized the need for religious tolerance while pointing to certain politicians as instigators of violence for political gain. Hassan Koli reports.
Participants stress that youths are backbone of peaceful coexistence but are often exploited by politicians to fuel communal and political unrest. They were urged to remain vigilant and resist being used as tools for violence.
The people that are using the youth are the problem. Meanwhile, you are hungry and somebody give you food may tend to take the advantage. The youth also are not to be blamed. The environment is designed toward making them to be where they are. Meanwhile, the young people should be mindful of whom also come and meet them to do one or two things. If they tell you to do thuggery, where is their children? There should not be any way to see in Gombe or Bauchi or Abuja, they are in US. After the campaigning, when they come on government house and what have you, you cannot even to see them. Their children will be using our public funds for their own needs. So if any person wants you to be a political thug, tell him to invite his brother, his son, you will join him together to do the thing.
Religious and traditional leaders believe that dialogues like these play a crucial role in strengthening peace and religious tolerance in the state.
So it's very important for people together like this under one umbrella and discuss unity and peace of the nation, particularly in Gombe State, because we want to maintain the standard. Gombe State is worthy of emulation by all states because it is the most peaceful state, not only in the northeast, but in Nigeria as a whole. This is my own view. So it's very important that this type of discussions organized frequently or at least quarterly in air.
The gathering is relevant because we need peace. If there's any time we need peace in this country, it's now. So much crisis here and there. Sometimes these crises are linked with religious beliefs, which sometimes are not. So we are here to understand each other, to pray with each other, to stay with each other, to understand each other more. Because sometimes when we stay ignorant of each other, it breeds fear. And then it's a breeding ground for crisis.
Some participants also highlighted the vital role of women and media in promoting peaceful coexistence, warning of the risks of sidelining these key stakeholders.
I want to call it the young men to be carrying the young men along, because if the young men are growing and they are being developed or they are being empowered and the young men are not, there will be no balance in the society. Therefore, they are also very important in this crusade or in this journey of peace building.
Media has been a critical stakeholder in this dialogue, and dialogue has been our own parts of rule. I think we are the chief custodian of peace. If we are to go by our schedules, our contents, and whatever we have, we are disseminating to the public, I think, is to make peace. Because only through peace there will be development. Without peace, there will be no development. And media plays a vital role in peace building.
The event concluded with a call to reinstate traditional rulers' authority in resolving communal dispute, ensuring a more direct and impactful approach to maintaining peace in Gombe State. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
And in business, the World Bank is set to approve $1.13 billion in loans for Nigeria by the end of March 2025 to support the country's economic recovery, health security, and education reforms. These loans are tied to 3 key projects: the Accelerating Nutrition Results in Nigeria 2.0 program, the Community Action for Resilience and Economic Stimulus program, and the Hope for Quality Basic Education for All program. These moves reflect Nigeria's increasing reliance on multilateral funding due to economic challenges such as fiscal deficits and rising debt obligations. Since 2023, Nigeria has secured over $9 billion from the World Bank to support critical sectors like infrastructure, healthcare, and education. Despite the ongoing debt servicing burden, the Nigerian government is focusing on optimizing resources and attracting investment while securing loans from institutions like the World Bank to fund essential structural reforms. And away from Nigeria, Angolan President João Lourenço, chair of the African Union, has called for an immediate ceasefire in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, ahead of peace talks scheduled for March 18 in Luanda. He urged all parties to halt hostilities from midnight Sunday to create a conducive environment for negotiations. The ceasefire, according to Angola's president, must include an end to attacks on civilians and territorial advances. While the M23 rebels have welcomed the initiative, the DRC government has yet to confirm its participation. The ongoing conflict has seen M23 capture key towns in North and South Kivu, worsening the humanitarian crisis. With violence persisting despite diplomatic efforts, the upcoming talks mark the first direct engagement between the DRC government and M23 in 3 years. And finally, in sports, world number 2 Eniola Bolaji has once again proven her dominance in para-badminton SL3, clinching gold at the Spanish Para-Badminton International 2025 in Toledo. She defeated Turkey's Halime Yildiz 2-0 in Sunday's final, securing her second gold in 2 weeks. Bolaji's path to victory included wins over India's Sanjana Kumari, Turkey's Halime Yildiz, and Ukraine's Oksana Koziba, further cementing her status as Africa's most decorated para-badminton player. Francis Orbi, president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, hailed her record-breaking achievement, celebrating her as the only African to win 12 international gold medals. He also expressed excitement over Nigeria hosting the All-African Para-Badminton and Abia International Championships later this year. Bolaji's latest triumph follows her gold medal win at the Spanish Para-Badminton International in Victoria last week. And with that, we wrap up news updates on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. My name is Dorcas Yakubuzala. Bye for now.